Good afternoon to my Cyber Learning Academy students in fourth and fifth grade. It is Mrs. McCosco, and I am sharing with you this video for today's lesson. So I am not able to be with you live today, but I still will be sharing what we will be working on in class today, and also be sharing everything that we would do if we were live in class. So as you remember last week, I talked about showing you how to access Destiny, which is our online catalog, so that you can search for books, you can find books, you can even put books on hold, and your home librarian will get those for you while you're working remotely. So what you're looking at now, boys and girls, this is Clever, and this is my homepage on Clever. So this is step one for accessing Follett's catalog called Destiny, our online catalog of books in your home library. So what you're looking at is my Clever page. Some of you will have access to my Clever page, some of you won't. But don't worry, on both pages, you are going to find a link to Destiny Follett Library. So if you do have access to my Clever page, you can go ahead down and right here where it says Destiny Search Library Books Follett, right here. This is what you want to click on, and that will take you to Destiny where you will log in. If you do not have access to my Clever page, no worries. It's the same thing. I'm going to back up for a moment and I'll show you what the district page looks like. So from this district page, if you notice under favorites for myself, I have Follett Destiny right here. So I can click and get to the Destiny logon screen. But you may not have that because you probably didn't click on this heart to add Follett Destiny to your favorites. So step one, boys and girls, of course, is to go to Clever. Step two, you can go to the district logon page and just keep scrolling down till you get to all of the linked apps for our district right down here. And you're going to see Follett Destiny. There it is again. And if you click on this heart, then it will be notified or marked as a favorite, and it'll show up at the top of your screen for next time. Okay, so once you go to Clever and scroll down under linked apps for the district, then you want to click on Follett Destiny. And here's what comes up. Make sure in the top left-hand corner it says Follett Destiny, welcome to Mount Lebanon School District. There are thousands, if not millions, of schools across the country and libraries, public libraries, who use the Follett Destiny system. So please don't just do a Google search to log on to Destiny. Please go in this way through Clever so that you know you are on the Mount Lebanon School District Follett Destiny program, and you're going to search one of our elementary schools. Going down the left-hand side here, continuing under Mount Lebanon, you're going to see all 7 elementaries in alphabetical order. So you're going to want to click on your home school. Which one of these, if you were attending school in person, which one is your home school? I am going to click on Hoover because that's my home school and that's where I am going to log in. Once I click on Hoover, okay, I am going to get this search screen right here. Okay, make sure it says location Hoover. Okay, I can search the whole school district. I can search all elementaries, all middle schools, or all high schools, but I want to search and access Hoover Elementary, or in your case, your elementary school, whatever the name of your elementary school is. Now, boys and girls, you can certainly type in and do a search right here for a book by keyword, title, author, subject, series, all of those things. But in order to place a hold on a book, you want to be signed in. Okay, so please don't just start typing. Okay, and start looking for books. You want to be signed into your account. That's the only way that you can place a hold on a book and actually reserve a book that you would like to borrow from your home library. So before you do a search, come all the way up here to the right-hand corner where you see this login. Okay, you want to click on login. And here's what's going to come up. It's going to ask for your username and your password. This is the same that you use for everything in PowerSchool and everything that we do in school. You're going to type in your username, which is your first initial, last name, and then 2 digits. So if I'm pretending I'm a student, I'm going to put in my first initial. I'm going to put in my last name. I'm going to put in 2 numbers. First initial, last name, 2 numbers. You probably know what I'm talking about. This is your PowerSchool login. This is your everything for Mount Lebanon School District. And then I'm going to put at, and it is MTLSD. Nope, that's mine. Sorry. You are MTL students. That's you. .net. That's it. First initial, last name. You have 2 numbers at mtlstudents.net. That's what yours is. Now remember, don't put in R McCosco 1, 2. That's just me pretending to be a student. And then remember your password. Most of you have a 4-digit word. It might be a word like cook, COOK. I'm just going to pretend and use word, WORD. And then you would simply click on login. Now, boys and girls, obviously this is not my real username or my password. I'm pretending to be a student. Okay, so I'm going to put my video on pause for a moment, and I'm going to actually log in under my real username and password. I don't want to show it to you because it is an administrator username and password, and if you used it, you could do all kinds of things in Destiny, not just search for books and put them on hold, but you could have access to our records. And I don't want anybody who's real tech savvy. I know a lot of you are tech savvy and could get into those administrative features. So we don't want that. I'm going to put myself on pause, and then I'll show you what comes up on the next screen. All right, boys and girls, this is the next screen that will come in once you are logged in. Somewhere in the upper right-hand corner, it will show that you're logged in and what your name is. Mine says Site Administrator. That's my name as an administrator. And then there's an option to log out. Now, your screen will not look exactly like mine. I have a lot more features and a lot more options across the top and down the left-hand side. You will not have nearly this many features and this many options. Remember, I'm under my teacher or administrator account. Okay, so this is where you will be able to search by keyword for a book that you would want to borrow from the library, and then also put it on hold. Remember, you can search by keyword. Maybe you're just thinking of a topic or a subject that you would like to see if we have any books on your topic or subject. You can also put in the title, the complete title of any book. Remember, you don't need to put in every single word. Don't put in words like the or a or and, even if the book starts with it. Okay, don't type in those little words. Just put in the major keyword. Okay, if you're typing keyword and not the whole title of the book, then just put in. Maybe I want a book that is called The Day the Crayons Quit. I'm not going to put in the. Maybe I'll put day and crayons and quit. That's a keyword search. I just used a couple words from the title. Okay, that would be an example where I would click keyword. Maybe I'm putting in the entire title. Maybe it is Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Okay, make sure you spell everything correctly and put spaces between words. Okay, that time I would click on title because I did type the whole title, but that's a little trickier. And you have to make sure you spell everything correctly. Keyword's a much easier word, a much easier way to search. I could just put in diary, wimpy, and probably don't even have to put in kid, but I will just for this example, diary, wimpy, kid. Okay, I could probably just put in wimpy kid or diary. All right, let's click on keyword and see what comes up for my search. All right, now if you take a look, it says there's 30 copies. So there's all these different books. Looks like there's a nonfiction about Jeff Kinney. There's a who is kind of book in there, all kinds of examples of different books in the series Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So that's just an example for you. Let me go back now to library search, okay, and try something else. Now, take a look where it says location. It says all elementary schools. I don't want to search all elementary schools. I want my elementary school, which is Hoover. Okay, make sure you have in your elementary school. So that will give you just the results in your home school, those books that you can put on hold and borrow. Okay, so for this example, boys and girls, I'm going to come over here to subject. Okay, I'm thinking about this month, we're celebrating Black History Month. I'm thinking about all those who was books about famous people, or maybe I want a book about a famous place, a famous person, a famous place, a famous event in history. Okay, or maybe another subject could be an animal that I want to do some research on. So let's try a subject search. And for this one, I'm thinking of one of our famous people who we celebrated in the month of January because it was his birthday, and then also the month of February for Black History Month. So I'm thinking of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And rather than putting in that whole title, okay, I can think of how to do a subject search for that. Maybe I could even just put in Black history or African American history, or maybe I can put in his name as a title keyword or use something as a subject. So let's see what we have on Dr. King. Oops, helps if I spell it correctly, right? So I could use keyword here. I could try title. I could even come down to subject. Any books that have a subject with Dr. King in them. And let's see with what we come up with. Now this time I got an error message, okay, saying no books, but I know that we have books in the Hoover Library. So all that tells me is whatever I used as a search term was not a very good choice. And if you notice, I didn't put a period after Dr. King. That could absolutely make a difference. So, boys and girls, I'm doing some of these things so that you know when you get 0 results and you think we should have books on this topic or this person or this thing, go back and try again and try something different with your search. Okay, now this time I'm going to try keyword. And look, I have 7 titles that came up. I have a dream. If you take a look at the next one, you'll see some information and some other books that come up with Dr. King in them. Okay, for this last example, I'm going to do something real simple for subject, and I'm just going to put in dogs or cats and see what we have in the Hoover Library on this subject. And notice when I click dogs, I have 459 books I can choose from. So I can come down, I can look over the books, I can click on a book, I can read more information about the book, I can read a summary of the book, the title, all this kind of information. Now, when you're on this screen, boys and girls, yes, I have all these different choices down the right. You're not going to have all these choices, but you will have one button that you can click on and one choice, and it is going to say, reserve this copy. It's going to have the word over there, save this. Okay, so that you have a choice to save this book for you, to save this copy. You're going to put it on hold. It might use any of these words. I bet in your system it's going to say, hold this copy. Okay, and that's what you want to click on when you find a book that you would like to reserve from the library. Okay, click on where it will say hold. Your screen is going to look a little bit different than mine. So please play around with it. Try different things. Search for books. Put a couple on hold. When I say a couple, try 2 or 3 books on hold. The other thing I want you to explore with is over on the left-hand side. You're going to see something that says Destiny Discover. This is new. If you haven't tried it, click on it. This is a new program or a new feature within Destiny. Try this. This is pretty cool too. It's going to show you recently added books. Once again, for your home library, I'm in Hoover. See what yours says for Markham or Foster or Washington. You can also search by topics down here. This is fun to explore with. There might even be audiobooks in your library, ebooks. Take a look and explore. What do you have? See all kinds of things. Oh, look right here, boys and girls. Do you see hold? So here you have a hold button. So this Destiny Discover is even easier than the old-fashioned traditional search. This is a new feature in Destiny that's so easy. It's very user-friendly and colorful. Okay, so take a look right here. I can click on the book. I can read more about the book, and I can click hold right here. It's so much easier to use. All right. So, boys and girls, I know you're tired of listening to me talk and you want to go ahead and try this yourself. So, what is your task for today for the rest of library class? You are going to log into your Destiny program at your home school. You're going to search for some books and you're going to put 2 to 3 books on hold. Whether you are going to borrow them from your library or not, that doesn't matter. I still want you to explore Destiny remotely. I want you to explore what books are available on Destiny on your reading level that you would like to borrow. I still want you to put them on hold. Whether you do come pick them up from the library at your school or not, I still want you to do these things so you're familiar with how to search Destiny remotely and how to put a book on hold. And then when I see you next week, we'll talk about picking these books up at your school. Picking them up and actually borrowing them is not a requirement. That is up to you and up to mom and dad and your family. Okay, so we'll stop there for today. Remember, if you have questions or concerns or have any problems with this lesson or searching Destiny or putting a book on hold, you will talk to me about it and I'll talk to you and follow up next week in library class. Your homeroom teacher, Mr. Austin or Mrs. Fisher or any other CLA teachers, they won't be able to help you with this. So I'll follow up with you next week. So until I see you then, I will say goodbye, 4th and 5th grade. Have a wonderful day and happy searching Destiny. See you next week. Bye.